today I welcome you all people on my channel because today we are with an amazing topic, that is greedy and dynamic. So what are these terms? What I'm talking about? So basically, greedy and dynamic programming are the program covering most of the coding platforms. Most number of the coding platforms problems are on this topics only. So what is greedy and what is dynamic? See, first of all, I let you know that greedy is just an thought in your mind, right? As greedy simply refers as lalach in Hindi, because greedy is just a thought, whereas dynamic problems or dynamic programming is a set of programming, or it is a set of rules that we apply to specific question to solve a problem, whereas greedy just need to be like strike to our mind only, and as it strikes to our mind and we think that it will give to optimal solution to us, we move further, right? So we'll be covering basically we'll be covering four distinguish between how to distinguish between greedy problem and dynamic problem. Second would be what should be the intent that we will be using while solving a greedy problem or a dynamic problem. Third would be what are the approaches, and at last what is the optimal, whether a greedy or a dynamic will be giving a optimal solution, which would be the best for us, right? So let's move further. I would like to tell you with an example to you people. First of all, a first example would be, suppose I have 4 plates in my hand. In 2 scenarios I have plates. First is scenario 1, scenario 2, right? Okay. So in this, I am having some sort of money in front of me. Every step has some sort of money kept on that. Suppose it has 20, it has 100, it has 10 rupees, and it has 5 rupees. Whereas in second scenario, what I am having is, I am having 10 at here, 10 again at here, 100 at here, and 1000 at here. And suppose a question is asking that you need to choose one scenario among these two, and it should give you the maximum amount of money. Suppose these are notes only, so you need to give the maximum amount of money at the fourth step, which is this. At fourth step you need to give maximum amount, right? So if I'm here, if I am on beginning, first of all what I'll think, currently let's think greedily, and why greedy doesn't work over here and why I need to go dynamically over here is I'm going to tell you right now. So I'm starting at here where I'm standing. First of all, I'll think greedily that at first step what is best for me. So what best refers over here is I need to make maximum amount. So I'll think what is maximum at first step for me. So at first step maximum is 20. So I'll choose this path. See, I have chosen this path. Now when I'll move further, I'll come to the second step and I'll choose again. I have an opportunity to select whether I should go with this or this. It's not exactly like this, but just to make you understand, I'm telling you like this. So I'm over here and I need to think what is best again for me. So again 100 is best for me. So 20 plus 100 becomes 120 over here, whereas here it's 20 only. So obviously 120 is larger than 20, so it is best for me, it is better for me right now. But if I've moved to scenario 1, if I've moved further to scenario 1, what I'll be seeing is, if I'll be reaching to an end, what is the total sum of money that I'm going to have is 120 plus 10 plus 5, that is 135 in scenario 1. Yeah, so in scenario 1 we are getting a total sum of money, that is 135, whereas if I would have moved to path scenario 2, then the total sum of money that I would have got would be 10 plus 10, that is 20, plus 100, 120, plus 1000, that is 1120, right? So you can see here in this I have moved greedily. That's why I have not got the optimal or the best solution that I may that I would have like received. Here I got 135, whereas the best would be 1120. So see, greedy is this. Like if you have moved to any path, you cannot come back. I have moved to scenario 1 just because at initial step it has larger values. Whereas if I've seen conclusively, if I see, then I will definitely can like distinguish among these that 1120 is a larger sum of money. So what should I use over here? How I'll get like best solution for this? For this, for such kind of problem, you need to use dynamic programming, because what dynamic programming does, it explores all the possible paths that are available. It explores every single path. I repeat, it explores every single path that is possible. Because if I'm standing it here, hypothetically, it will go to both the scenarios. It will go both the scenarios and it will check what is best for me. It will move to this path as well, come back, it will move to this path and come back. But now you may think that how it is practically possible. It is practically possible with the help of recursion backtracking, because we'll move to a single path, we'll calculate the maximum out of it, we'll come back, we'll backtrack to it, we'll again go back to another path, we'll calculate the maximum sum of money on that path, we again backtrack, we again move to, and this goes on, goes on, and at last we get the maximum sum of money that I have. So this is the major difference between greedy and dynamic, because in greedy, if we have moved to any path, we cannot come back. We don't have any option to come back, because generally greedy uses it doesn't have fixed rule though, but it generally uses iterative approach, and you know iterative approach doesn't have any a set way to come back. It doesn't have to reiterate, it doesn't have an option to reiterate, right? Whereas recursion have. So dynamic programming basically uses recursion. It doesn't even have recursion the only option to be used, because recursion is later further memoized by using a TP array. Then it is like then it is again optimized to convert it in a tabulation format, in which we uses our iterative approach. Later on, space optimization is also there and for the dynamic programming, whereas greedy doesn't have any. So I have discussed 2 points over here. What is the intent? I have told you people that how you need to think greedily, and how if greedy doesn't work, you need to check whether dynamic programming is a respective solution for that, right? Now the last question comes in front of us, that is, what is optimal, whether dynamic or greedy? So see, many scenarios I've seen so far, as I've solved many questions, around 400 questions. What I've a conclusion that I've reached is, you may see some problems in which greedy would work, dynamic programming would work, but it may be possible that greedy is giving a optimal or a less time complexity solution, or a less time space complexity solution. Greedy, whereas I've seen some questions as well in which both are used, and dynamic is giving an optimal solution. So it is not fixed that what is optimal. In it depends to question, like the again I would say the nature of question will tell you that what is best for that question, whether greedy or dynamic.